Check out this 1-minute design review for a 30 kilowatt inverter for a Formula SAE project. Actually, you know what? I like this design so much that we're gonna make it a 2-minute design review. These schematics are really nice. I like how you did this as a hierarchical multi-channel design. My only big comments are on the power stage and on your gate drive. It's unclear why some of these emitter connections go directly to these NTC thermistors, while some of the other connections go over to these Y capacitors. I see that you have some ferrite beads here on the high and the low side of this capacitor. Normally, if you're doing this for common mode noise suppression, you would just want to put a standard common mode choke, but hey, let me know in the comments. We don't often see layout guidance from a datasheet pasted into a schematic, but I like that you did it here. Of course, you want to make sure that you follow this recommendation right here under the chip. And last point in this schematic sheet for anyone that's watching, it is always a great idea to include little notes like this with any of these calculations for these component values. Inside the PCB layout, this is not what I would call a traditional place and route for an inverter, but it is definitely effective. One problem that your polygons are creating is a lot of these little islands. For example, you can see one right here near component L12. These islands need to all be connected. You are lacking a lot of ground coverage for a lot of these signals coming into your switchers, and you can see here on the next layer that we have these PWM lines. I would suggest swapping layers 2 and 3. I don't see a specification for layer thicknesses other than the default values here inside the layer stack. What I do see is you've only selected 1 ounce copper weight. You have a 10 mil default clearance, and you have larger clearances on some of the other nets. That means you could potentially support up to 3 ounce copper weight in the stack up. Want to have your design reviewed on the channel? Find me on LinkedIn and send me your design files or your manufacturing files.